shot there. Nicely done. Gets the pin.
Oh, was that beautiful? Onside kick, and it's recovered by Hastings.
And he's rung up for strike 3.
Simley! Touchdown Raiders!
Welcome to Todd Field at McNamara Stadium, where today we have a double header of soccer coming your way. We have the Hastings Raiders taking on the Simley Spartans. I'm Kyle Kreiser, joined by Jeremy Reuter. We're two coaches and teachers here in Hastings, ready to bring you a lot of action. We're going to lead off with the boys' game here at 5 o'clock. Jeremy, what do you expect here in that opening game between Hastings and Simley?
We're hoping a real close game here. It's been a good week for the boys, rattling off 2 wins here against Harding and South St. Paul, so hoping to keep that momentum going and end out the regular season here on a good note.
Yeah, you always want to peak at the right time, right? And the Raiders are playing really well. Arguably their best soccer that they've had all season. They had a big win on Tuesday versus South St. Paul, winning 4-1. And then last night beating St. Paul Harding 2-1. So things are going in the right direction. Simley, on the other hand, kind of had an up-and-down season, a lot like Hastings. Some quality wins, some losses that are maybe a little bit questionable. And so they're kind of vying for not only conference placing, but also section seeding, which is coming close. Here's a quick look at the Metro East Conference. St. Thomas Academy up on top with Hill Murray, each having a lone loss. Two Rivers at 5-1-1 with Matamidi at 5-2. Simley at 3-4 with an overall record of 6-7-2. And then there's Tartan and Hastings kind of in a logjam with North St. Paul. Hastings does have a 4-10-1 record, but the quality of opponents they've played this year, I mean, they've played some of the top-ranked teams in the state.
Yeah, every time you go up against the guys like Stillwater and some of those big schools, it's a tough game.
Yeah, so sometimes you look at a record and they kind of throw them away depending upon the quality of opponents that they have played. A little bit about the starting lineups tonight. The Raiders will throw out senior goalkeeper Devin Hampel, who's been kind of in and out of the lineup with some injuries. They also have Jed Carlson at forward, Weston Schultz in the midfield, Sam Sanchez at forward. We have captains Riley Stewart and Jackson Rentz both on defense, anchoring the Raider defense. We have talented sophomore Sebastian Strauss in the midfield with Ethan Schock and Tony Lau in the midfield. And then we have Johan Rova Hagnar and Xavier Beal kind of as attacking midfielders and forwards. For the Simley Spartans, they have Dylan Alonzo, a sophomore, up at forward, Brandon Diaz and Gail Gonzalez on defense. Then they have their sophomore star, Elvis Hernandez, who recently was written up in the Star Tribune for some of his accolades. He's in the midfield, along with Michael Hernandez, a forward sophomore, Zach Hilsgen, a defender, a senior, Justin Clint, a forward for Simley, along with Vasilios Lekis at forward, Rodrigo Meza Rojas at midfield, along with Luis Ramirez, a midfielder, and then in goal for the Simley Spartans, Carlos Torres. So a lot of young talent on that Simley side, starting it looks like 4 sophomores in their lineup.
Yeah, that's something they can build off here the next number of years.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be a very evenly matched game. I think the team that gets out first may have the advantage, but we'll see what happens. In an up-and-down match like this, you never know what's going to play out. The Raiders are coached by Jamie Swanson, longtime head coach. The Simley Spartans, on the other hand, have Kean Pearson. And a little interesting side note on Coach Pearson, actually lives in Hastings.
Yeah.
Really, go ahead.
Yeah, we coached against him a couple times this summer. I believe he's coaching for Egan now, but coached, I think, for Cottage Grove in the past. I could be wrong on that. Sometimes faces run together after a while. But so he definitely has some familiarity with these Hastings boys because some of them play for him in the summer.
Yeah, he specifically noted that he knows Captain Jed Carlson quite well, and that was one of his focuses in this game, is not giving Jed open looks to net because he knows how dangerous he can be in that attacking last third.
I think there's a lot of soccer coaches around Hastings that know to look out for that.
Yeah, Carlson name is pretty synonymous with soccer. A little bit more about Coach Pearson, too. He lives literally right across the street from Todd Field, which was also an interesting tidbit.
It's a good scouting opportunity that way.
Yeah, when you can look out your backyard and you see soccer, you probably know the team fairly well. All right, so Simley with the opening kickoff here. We're going to get started.
Sun peeking out here a little bit. Might warm it up a little bit. Nice and breezy here tonight.
Might be an interesting little factor, too, with the wind. Who's ever got it at their back might have a little advantage to start off the game, too.
Todd Field always helps you out a little bit being sunk down, but
Absolutely.
wind will still be a factor.
All right, so Simley possessing the ball early here. Tony Lau clears it up. Gonna head out of bounds. It'll be a Simley throw in the corner.
I got your ND. Now run.
Our apologies if we are losing our view at first. We're up on the booth, and so sometimes it can be a little tough to track the ball from where we're sitting, though. Throws it back in. Weston Schultz tries to send it across. Swings it across the far post.
Just too far.
Trying to save it is Jed Carlson, but goes out of bounds for a goal kick. It'll be a Simley goal kick here. All right, little pass to start it off, and we're back in play. Tries to play it through their midfield. Over Ragnar trying to chase here. Simley trying to possess here. Gets the ball picked out of their pocket here. Over Ragnar tries to find Carlson. Oops, excuse me, Rova Hagnar. Thank you for that correction, Coach. No, I'm really and I'm really fortunate to have Jeremy with me. He knows these guys intimately, obviously having coached them before, and also having a son on the team as well. So I'm going to defer to Jeremy a couple times tonight if I screw up on names or if I need more information, because he's watched the majority of their games all season. Nice through ball. Tries to find number 11 streaking through. That's Dylan Alonzo. Strauss tries to play it through. Doesn't, kind of short on the pass.
For a majority of these boys, I think I've watched most of the soccer they've played their entire life. So,
so you got a little advantage. So you know kind of their style and how they like to play. Lekis on the throw here. Lekis, a tall, lean defender and outside kind of midfielder here.
The Raiders marking up well there. That's, going to be a big, important factor for them tonight if they can keep marked up and prevent those quick throws, prevent those quick kicks.
Yeah, and smart play there by Jackson Rentz, just clearing that ball out, not messing around. Brandon Diaz kind of loses the ball here. Weston Schultz plays it through to Schock. Goes out of bounds. Oh, never mind. Now it's out of bounds here. It'll be Simley throw. Lekis, going over to Beal. Beal goes long for Schock. Giving chase here.
Puts it out again.
Yeah, Clint, smart play there. Just tries to get it out of bounds and get a restart. Raiders throw. Schock into Beal. 24 now possessing. That's Meza Rojas. Leck is still on the ball here. Schock plays it up to Beal. Giving chase, but they wisely clear it out. That's Gonzalez. That'll kick it out. It'll be a Raider throw.
Okay, and that ND filter too right now.
Looks like Weston Schultz on the ball here. Goes to Schock. Nice back pass. Tries to clear it across, but Simley all over it.
Might keep it in here from the center.
That's Hilsgen on that ball. Rova Hagnar loses that. Out of bounds. It'll be Simley throw. You know, the key for the Raiders, too, is I've watched a couple of their games this year, been in person. When they can link up and play as a team, they play really, really well. When they try to have individual skills that just try to shine, that's where they struggle. Nice ball to Carlson. He's onside. Let's see if he can make something happen.
And just taking that run at the right time there is a big deal.
Yeah, kind of was out in front of it just a little bit too far. Carlson on the ball now. Tries to swing it across. Good ball, but just misses. It's going to be a corner kick off the deflection. Good run, though, by Jed Carlson. I like the defenders are looking for him streaking down. He's got great pace and a rocket of a shot as well.
We've seen a little more effectiveness the last couple weeks on corners here from the Raiders. Definitely getting better connection, better runs. So hopefully we see that continue tonight.
Yeah, I always look for Jackson Rentz down the middle. He's such a big body and a physical presence. They always look for him in these corners. Carlson to take it, though. Tries to go back post, sends it long to Beal. Nice save there by Carlos Torres. All over that.
Jackson had a nice goal last night. Senior night was a nice little bonus for him last night, getting scoring off the header in the second half of that game.
Absolutely. Sam Sanchez on the touch, just hits it there. Tony Lau plays it back to Devin Hampel. Hampel clears it up. Ooh, nice through ball. They kind of lost sight of it. Carlson on it. Torres wisely comes out. Good play by Torres. Be a Raiders throw. In quickly to Jackson Rentz. Rentz just trying to possess the ball here. Over to Rova Hegner. Nice individual skill here. Beautiful touch.
Well, Spartans seem to kind of be holding back here, so it might give a chance for the Raiders to set up some nice passing here.
Nicely done by Simley. Kind of picked his pocket. Rentz plays it back to Hampel. That strong left foot clears it up. Shock's got some space here. Now we got a 2-on-1 if they can find each other. Wow, look at the speed by Justin Clint. He really covered some ground in that one.
And always tough in that 2-on-1 situation.
Yep, Schultz kind of tries to play it back off of Simley. It'll be a Raiders throw. Tony Lau into Sam Sanchez. This goes a little long. Hernandez on the ball now, tries to go through ball. They got a streaking player coming down the sideline. That's number 19, Luis Ramirez. It'll be a Simley throw. Ramirez on the throw here.
So I don't think we've seen Elvis Hernandez yet tonight.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that. That was the guy that was kind of the feature player for Simley. He's kind of been their go-to guy in the midfield. I have not seen 21 yet. I wonder if he's not playing tonight or kind of, nursing an injury. It is hard when you're playing a lot of games this end of the year.
Absolutely.
I think what's happening too is there's been a big push to get as many games as you can at the end of the year before section play, and so bodies are beat up a little bit too.
The Raiders are fortunate to be getting most of their guys back from injury, it seems, which always is a huge deal right at the end of the season. So,
yeah, as you mentioned, Devin Hampel has been battling some injuries, a shoulder injury, and Sam Sanchez has been in and out of the lineup too, and he's a powerful force.
Yep.
Attempted header by Tony Lau. Ooh, Simley has numbers now going forward.
Good step by Riley Stewart.
Nicely done.
That ball.
Veteran presence there by Riley Stewart, shouldering into him, but legally, and just clearing that ball out and getting a fresh start. It's okay to kick the ball out of bounds here when you can, divert that 2-on-1 attack that they have coming. It looked like an illegal throw to me. Didn't have it over the top, but they're going to play on.
It's only illegal if they say so. Right?
Very true. Jackson Rentz clears it up. On the ball again.
Oh, another good strike here.
Good
Xavier
deep ball.
Beal ready for it.
They're going to call offside on this.
Just couldn't have been by much.
Yeah, that had to be close. We'll have to check the replay on that one. Rentz trying to link up with Xavier Beal on that long ball. He could almost see Beal had his hand up in the air as he was kind of making that pass. It had to be close. Either way, Simley gets the ball back on the offsides call. Early on in the game, 2 shots on goal for the Raiders, which is a good sign. Sanchez with a beautiful header. Way to control in the air. Nice turn there by Beal. Plays shock on the through ball. They're going to call offsides again. Again, close call. Had to be by just inches there because I did not see that from here, but they have a better angle than we do from the booth.
We have a little tough angle on this sideline anyways.
Yeah.
But I like to see the aggressiveness, right? I mean, those runs are going to pay off. It's very, very small adjustments on the timing.
It's interesting watching the early tactics of the Raiders, too. They're trying to go right down the middle, which normally they kind of like to control the outside, swing it in, but they're doing a different tactic. They're trying to attack right down the middle with their size and speed that they do have. It'll be a Raider throw in here for Tony Lau to attempt. Simley now on the ball. Sanchez clears it up to Beal. Beal to Strauss. Strauss plays it over to Rentz. Rentz over to Stewart. Stewart clears it up. Just a little short for Jed Carlson. Out of bounds for Rova Hegner. Wow, long throw by Rova Hegner goes out of bounds. It's Raider throw. Shock on the throw in here to Beal. Beal cuts it back. Looking for Carlson. Well done by Simley defending him. They know the scouting report to stay with Carlson. That is for sure. Riley Stewart plays it up to Tony Lau. Up to Carlson. Kind of plays a little dummy, lets it through his legs.
Hard part is he fooled everybody on it.
Yeah, I don't think the Hastings guy actually was looking for that. Nice ball, the number 11.
Hampel coming out to scoop that up real cleanly.
Yeah, that's always the beauty of having a senior goalkeeper, right? They've been there before and they know how to handle the pressure. That was Dylan Alonso, by the way, number 11. The young sophomore forward giving chase there. Alonso on the ball as I speak. Well played by Sam Sanchez, out of bounds. Simley throw. Lekas quickly in with the ball.
We're seeing here a little less marking on this last possession. Gave Simley a few more options for passes here until we clean it up.
Gonzalez loses possession. Strauss has got Carlson sneaking through. Just can't link up on that last touch. Strauss on the ball now. Trying to turn it with his preferred left. Good ball to Schultz. To Sanchez, just a little long with that pass. Loses possession. Simley's got numbers going forward now. Just can't link up on that last third. Weston Schultz on the ball now.
He's got Xavier outside. If he gets, just barely cleared there.
Simley is definitely playing the offsides trap. They are pushing their defenders way up.
It's a good tactic if you can make it work.
Yep. That's going to be a foul for sure. Arms were up on Alonso there. It will be Hastings' ball on the quick restart. Riley Stewart behind it. Kind of pushing his numbers forward. I will say Hastings does have a little bit of a size advantage just from a distance. You can see that they do have some height out there. Good ball to Carlson. He says he's on sides. Good shot just off the mark. Good find by Riley Stewart. Carlson just mishit it a little bit. You can tell he didn't get the pace that he wanted on it. The angle,
tough angle,
yeah, I was going to say the angle was a little tough too because the pace wasn't there. You know, then you have to adjust your body, and then all of a sudden you just kind of mishit it. I know in the replay you can't see it exactly, but just went wide, maybe a couple feet. Quick restart, though, by Simley. Rova Hagner picks his pocket here. Strauss in the middle, loses possession. Ramirez on the ball.
Spartan throw here.
Ramirez quickly in to Mesa Rojas. Back to Carlson. Carlson to Schock. Schock looking to change fields. Sanchez on the ball now. Loses possession. Simley's got numbers moving forward. It's 4v4 here. That's Hernandez. Tries to go outside the boot there, but nothing out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick. It's always tough getting going when you're doing play-by-play for teams when you just get to know them. I feel like by the end of the game, you and I, Jeremy, kind of get to know the players a little bit better. When you start off this game, you're checking your your names and your numbers quite a bit as we get started here. That'll be out for a corner kick though on the clearance by Simley.
Should be a good opportunity here.
You can see Hastings urging numbers forward. Riley Stewart pushing them forward. The senior leadership getting all those guys and all those numbers forward. Looks like they're going to have Weston Schultz behind this one. Give him a little bit different look. Carlson took the last one.
It's nice to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to preferred left foot in swinger here instead of the right, potentially. Oh, no, he switches
the
back.
Weston should be right-footed.
Okay, I'm thinking Strauss. Strauss has that left foot. So Schultz on it here. Tries to go near post.
It's a second shot at it there.
Ooh, Carlson with another chance, just misses wide. I think he kind of surprised by that ball that it fell to his feet.
Yep.
Good attacking though. Another shot on goal. Hastings has 2 shots like we mentioned before, but a couple good attempts where it just fell to Carlson's feet. We just couldn't convert. Oh, loss of possession here.
Oh.
Are they going to call foul? Nothing.
Wow. From behind in the box.
Yeah,
as a coach, I'm expecting to get flagged for that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Simley's got numbers coming forward. See if Hampel can get out here. Oh, collision in the box. Well done by Devin Hampel.
Devin Hampel, just.
Riley Stewart not having it. You can see he's pretty upset about the fact that guy was roughing up the goalie and lets him know as well.
His little brother's a keeper. He doesn't stand for that. So. Riley has a lot of opinions about goalies being mistreated.
Yeah, I kind of like a defensive enforcer. Out of bounds, though. It'll be a Simley goal kick. You can see that Hernandez was not very happy about Riley Stewart, though, giving him the back shove, and rightly so. Trying to play it forward to him.
Just got to send a little message just to make sure.
Yes.
We're not doing it again, right?
Yep, Stewart on the ball, plays it back to Hampel. Dangerous ball. Hampel's got to be careful here. Goes off to the side. Riley Stewart on it.
Nicely, though.
Yeah, good possession by the Raiders. Schultz loses ball here. Good ball by Simley. That was a nice touch there by 15.
Looks like we're getting a little weather coming in here. The boys cannot escape rain here in the last week or so.
Yeah, it's been a weird week of weather. We were just saying that before the game. Nice header onto Carlson. See if he can make a run. Good touch. Is he going to chip the goalie here? Oh, what a nice combination. That was beautiful. Great combination. Jed Carlson gets the goal. But what wonderful team play there by the Raiders.
The scouting report missed that.
Yeah,
Right?
and
It's hard to beat that acceleration.
no, and they timed that play beautifully. Let's get another look at that in just a second. You'll kind of see the combination that happened here. Yeah, it happened so fast on that transition that you almost lost sight of that assist that happened here. Hopefully we'll get another look on that replay. But Jed Carlson, with a beautiful touch, just puts it in the back of the net, just finesses it over the top of the goalie. Raiders with an early goal here in the first 15 minutes of the game, and that's huge. We talked about having that early lead, and you can kind of settle in and play your game. Simley behind the ball now. Schultz coming forward here. Shock playing it, but nobody's there. Uh-oh, Simley has numbers moving forward here. Tries to find the streaking Hernandez.
He's on.
Cuts it back all the way across. Riley Stewart in the right place at the right time. Schultz on the ball here. Gets it out, but 15 on the ball now. Trying to wind up and rip it. Nothing doing, though. I don't see 15 on the roster, which is interesting. Do you see that,
Yeah, I'm
Jeremy?
not seeing that either.
I'm wondering if that is Elvis Hernandez. If you're a fan of Simley and you're watching this, please chime into the chat and let us know, because we are not seeing him on the roster. Speaking of which, we're going to give a quick shout out to Town Square TV, who's picking up our live feed of the game. We always work well with the Simley fans and help us. We help them broadcast, and likewise for us as well. We've had a lot of great matchups with Simley in so many different sports, and it's great to support public television and supporting high school sports as well. They're going to play on. Strauss looking for a foul there, but no call given.
Trying to play that through ball there in the middle again. Going over the top.
Yeah, we've found some success already. Torres, that ball's just hanging up in the air. Hastings losing possession. Lekis tries to play it up. Tony Lau off Simley Spartan. Now they have numbers possession forward. Playing it up to Ramirez. Ramirez cuts it back
Waiting for some help there.
to Meza Rojas. To the mystery man in the middle that we don't know whose name it is. To Diaz.
You know how that is, Coach. You know, every once in a while, a teenage boy will forget something that has to do with a soccer game.
I wonder if that is the case, huh?
Shoes, water, you know.
That never happens to your son, does it?
I think it happens to everybody's son, doesn't it? You coach a boys' team.
That's true. That's true. Simley on the ball, pushing forward here. Tries to play it across. Hastings has the numbers, though. Good battle in the middle here with Sanchez.
Letting some contact go here. We'll see if that continues. They're definitely allowing some contact here.
Yes, they are. Shots on goal now up to 4 for the Raiders, 2 for Simley. Looks like the rain cloud has kind of sort of cleared here. The wind is definitely not gone, though. It has definitely played a role in this game so far. You can see on the last punt that Torres had, and some of those through balls kind of going the other way. The wind is definitely blowing towards the Simley goalie, that's for sure. You can see it.
Definitely a difference maker in the second half, so you got to be careful with that.
Good attempted through ball there to Carlson, but they have 2 people on him. Quick restart by the Spartans. But yeah, to your point, I mean, the team that has the advantage with the wind definitely has an advantage with the ball at their feet. Weston Scholl on the ball now, trying to play it through. Ooh, it sneaks through. Torres all over it, though. Torres trying to keep that ball a little bit lower. Hernandez on it now. Nice through ball. They got space
Should be
here.
offsides here. Flag is
Yeah.
up. It's a good line hold there on the Raiders' part.
Yeah, it's so easy to come up and follow the offensive player and not hold your line, but smart playing by Jackson Rentz to hold your line and not give up possession.
Hustle by Sam there.
Yeah. Those are the things that don't often go in the scorebook too, right? Breaking up passes, fighting for those 50-50 balls.
Yep.
Sanchez just beat 2 guys of the ball there. Split one, beat the other one, which was huge.
Ends a threat right away, gives your team a chance to try something offensively.
Tony Lau up to Weston Schultz. Ooh, good ball. They got space. Riley Sturt trying to get back. Simley's got numbers now, 4v3, trying to play a through ball, but Devin Hampel is all over it. Good goalkeeping by Hampel. He's been all over these passes that have been trying to play through by the Spartans.
He's quick to come out. Saves himself a lot of trouble.
Nice header there. Schock with a nice feed to Carlson. Just couldn't link up that last pass. Schultz on the ball now to Strauss. Up to Schock. Schock finds Rova Hagnar. Rova Hagnar back to Schock. Just a little long. Good idea by the Raiders. They're moving the ball quick. Rova Hagnar back on the ball. First touch was just a little long. They're going to say he's on sides here. Hampel with a good clearance. Up to Strauss. Can't get the first touch. Rentz on it. Again, first touch a little bit off. Tries to go back heel. Rentz on the ball again. Up to Carlson. Carlson up to Schock.
And Carlson finding that wide space there, which helps a lot.
Yeah, they just can't link up that last pass. You can tell that wind's playing a factor on both sides. Trying to find that right distance of that last pass. It's been a challenge so far.
Yeah, once they settle in here a little bit, it might be easier for both teams. We'll see.
Yeah, having tough elements always makes it difficult, no matter what the sport, but I think in the game of soccer especially. Especially if that turf is a little slick, can be tricky. Rova Hagnar on the ball now in the last third, trying to send it wide to Carlson. Carlson on the ball now. Goes outside of boot to Schock. Schock back to Carlson. Carlson's going to swing it across. Beal's got some space. Kind of hits the header, though, and it'll go out of bounds.
Subs coming in for the Raiders. We have Adam Schmaltz and Brody Geib coming in.
Yeah, you were saying that Brody Geib and Weston Schultz often kind of flip-flop, and that's kind of like what we're looking at right now, kind of midway through the first half. Looks like Geib going to bring a different look.
Keeps guys fresh that way, too.
Yeah, for sure. They're similar players in the sense that they both pass the ball really, really well, see the field really, really well, and then Schmaltz kind of more of a defensive mid, just a physical presence in that defensive mid position. Schmaltz had 2 goals in the game against South St. Paul. I know one of them was on a free kick where he just was in the right place at the right time. Ooh, good ball on here to Schock. Oh, beautiful touch.
Keeper.
Wow, out of nowhere. He goes outside of the boot. Goalie coming in, hits it absolutely perfect. Kind of split the defender and goalie. And the Raiders take a 2-0 lead.
That is just a gutsy play because you know you're getting hit on it.
Yeah, you can tell Schock, you're going to see on the replay here, just got it off as they were kind of converging on him. Just got that touch in. Another good through ball by the Raiders. So halfway through the first half, the Raiders have an early 2-0 lead, shots on goal in their favor, and they're really playing with a lot of confidence. And that's exactly what you need to do on a game like this, where you're playing a team that's very evenly matched with you. You have the elements in your favor. Raiders take an early 2-0 lead and playing with a lot of confidence. Hampel with another big punt with the wind at their back. That's going to ride out of bounds. Off Simley, they're going to give the throw in to the Raiders here.
I couldn't see it from here, but the AR is only about 15 yards away from that where it came down, so much better view than I'll have from here.
Yeah, so again, the first goal, Jed Carlson has it, and Schock has the second one. Both similar in the sense that they have through balls. They're finding things that work against this Spartan defense.
And then just the hustle on those loose balls to make something happen with them.
Yeah, and both of them, I mean, kind of 50-50 balls, played it through the middle, get that last touch to finish. And neither one of them was a spectacular hit. You just got a foot on the ball in making things happen.
Yep. Okay, Weston Schultz coming in for Johan Rovehegner here.
Yeah, Rovehegner's put a lot of miles already in this game, streaking up and down that right side. Carlson with a monster throw trying to send it in. Schock trying to send it back in. Schultz on the ball here. Strauss on it now, one-on-one. Good left-footed shot. Didn't get enough pace behind it, kind of right at Torres. Torres all over it. You can see Torres kind of weighing his options. Do I try to punt this ball into the wind? You know, one thing that's been interesting watching the Raiders team play this year, and you know this because you've been to most of the games, they gave you a lot of different looks in terms of personnel and even positioning too. They'll switch guys all over the field from right side to left side, slide them back to the middle. So it's kind of unpredictable a little bit about how they're going to play their formation and even lineup-wise too.
It makes it harder to scout, right? If you're expecting to see one guy playing a certain way in a certain place, then you mix that up. That can give the team an advantage.
And they are a fairly deep team too. They got guys that can play all over the field. And they got guys that are versatile. They can play midfield, forward, some center mid, some defense. They can kind of play all over. Carlson back on it. Quick throw. Out of bounds. That'll be another corner kick for the Raiders. Shots on goal now up to 7 for the Raiders with roughly 15 minutes left in that first half. Rain is now back at it. You can see our camera crew maybe trying to cover up their expensive cameras here, trying to give us the best view. Brody Guy behind the corner kick here. Trying to send his big guys forward. That's a good ball. That back post off the crossbar. The wind was pushing that one in. That is for sure.
Couldn't see the corner there, so if it's a corner or if it's a throw.
They're going to call it, it looks like a goal kick. Kind of hard to tell the way we saw it here, but ref's pointing for a goal kick. They kind of had to confer with each other to figure out exactly what it was.
It was the same thing we were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and looking at the Raiders roster a little bit, they do have a lot of juniors on their roster. So this is going to be a team that's kind of intact next year. Besides 2 of their defenders, they don't lose a lot.
Yeah, it's a young team, and you think we talked earlier, this is a young Simley team. So, I mean, this is we're looking at another game like this next year. Right?
Yeah.
So it gives a chance for the teams to learn each other a little bit. A lot of experience back and forth.
Raiders have 3 sophomores on their varsity roster. Jonathan Brox has gotten a lot of time in goalie due to injuries, so he's got some valuable experience this year in goal.
And that's a tough thing to do. I mean, every position's hard to adjust at the varsity level, right? My own son talked about that, right? The pace, the speed, and it takes a lot of learning.
The physicality, for sure.
The physicality, and in the goalkeeper position especially, right? You're facing some Mr. Soccer candidates from around the state.
Yes.
Right? And to step into that as a sophomore is a huge undertaking for him. And it's a big ask. And he definitely stepped up and put his best effort forward on that. So the team appreciates that because, injuries happen.
For
right?
sure.
Guys step up. It's an important team factor.
Well, and really, maybe the record doesn't reflect some of the successes that some of the Raiders have had, but long term, you step in and you could have a starting position next year or even 2 years down the road where you build confidence off that.
Yep.
Follow Raiders, kind of a push on Brody Geib there, so now it'll be Riley Stewart behind the ball, sending numbers up that far right side to that back post to see if he sends it deep there.
A lot of guys coming in here.
Yeah, for sure.
Jackson Rentz there. Oh.
It'll be out for a corner kick, I believe. Another Hastings Raider corner kick.
But a good job on Justin Clint there because he's in a clump of guys, and that's a hard clear when you're surrounded.
Yeah, especially when you have a big body like Jackson Rentz coming down on you who is so good in the air and can get up so high. So Brody Geib to take it again. Had a really nice last corner kick that went off the crossbar. Sends it kind of near post. Maybe a little bit of a miss hit there. Raiders kind of all over this, though. They have 3 guys back to defend. Schmaltz well on it. Out of bounds, it'll be a Raiders throw.
Brought in that Reuter kid on that last attempt there.
All right. Yeah, so Jacob Reuter in the game here for the Raiders.
And Raiders running a 3-back here. They've moved back and forth like we talked about earlier, changing formations here and there. They'll run a 4 at times. Coach Swanson definitely looking at any edge you can give his team in some of these tough games and trying to push out for a strong end of the year here.
For sure, and maybe just a different look, right, than what other teams have seen you do before.
Yeah, we talked about before. What are you going to see on tape versus what can you bring? What can you change and bring differently to a different game here?
Yeah, the rain picking up a little bit here too from where it was at before. It's really kind of coming down sideways here. Reuter behind the throw. They slid Sam Sanchez from a defensive mid now up to kind of an attacking forward position. Talked about that versatility. You can see he's playing a lot of different positions.
And Coach Sam, when he was very, very young, we were able to do that that's been a consistent thing in Sam Sanchez's career is that he will go and do whatever you ask, and he'll do it at a high level.
Yeah, and very versatile player, very skilled player. And along with that name, you're going to hear his sister's name quite a bit, the freshman phenom for the girls program who scored 4 goals in the game against South St. Paul on Tuesday. That Sanchez's name right now is very popular in Hastings, that's for sure, in the soccer world.
We're fortunate that from a broadcast standpoint, they're both number 7, makes our job easy.
Yeah, for sure. So Simley goal kick here. Torres behind it. You can see that ball just absolutely die in the air. Schmaltz on the header. Schultz behind it now, trying to play Strauss. Strauss behind it now.
Keeps the ball there in a tough exchange.
They're going to get another
This
foul.
one's for sure going to get whistled here.
Yeah, now this could be a dangerous position here. They could have a crack at it here. I know they got some guys with some pretty big legs. See if Strauss has a go. They got 2 guys behind the ball here. It looks like Schock and Strauss. Are they going to go left foot or right foot?
Probably depends on where they set the wall and see where the keeper sets up here.
Yeah, and they do have a lot of numbers forward, and you know that it's dangerous with the wind at your back, right? So how do you play this one? Do you go right at goal? Do you just put it in the mixer and see what happens? Strauss behind it with that left foot. Oh, beautiful shot.
Beautiful take.
Upper 90 with that left foot. That was gorgeous. What a strike by Sebastian Strauss. Uses the wind at his back. Goalie didn't have a chance on that one.
And we talked a little bit before about different looks. You know, that's 3 different goals, 3 different guys. You know, all week the Raiders have been given some different looks. I think on Tuesday night, every goal was scored by a guy who hadn't scored previously. So you start hitting that at the end of the season, you look pretty dangerous right away.
Man, and that was just a laser from way out. Kind of curved it around that wall. That was a no-doubter up in that upper 90 corner.
And from a coach standpoint, you know, that second goal always makes you feel good. That third one, that starts to get real comfortable.
Yeah. Raiders putting on a clinic here, attacking the goal and getting goals early and often here with the wind at their back with the 10 minutes left in the first half. And this is exactly what you need to do because you know in the second half it's going to completely change with the wind now going the other direction.
You know, Coach Kreiser, one thing we're missing here tonight is a ball boy crew. Where is your younger boys team?
I know
here,
my
right?
the U13s and 14s, they should be out here helping, right?
Reuter keeps that one in there.
Nicely done. Strauss on the ball now, plays it over. Schultz has some space. Quickly closed
nice
up.
Pass back.
Yeah. Jackson Rentz on the ball.
And then
Tries
you
to
get
go
that
through.
attack again, right? And again, you got Gaib and Sanchez up, ready to wing in there if that ball comes to them or if it gets a little space.
Nicely done by Jacob Reuter all over that ball. Simley's got some space here. He's got some space on that right side. That's Alonzo. Alonzo plays it across, but nobody's there. Weston Schultz on the ball now.
So Schultz over there, right? He cleans it up nicely.
Yeah. Jackson
That's
Rentz.
not who he's looking for.
No. Shock battling for that 50-50 ball. Beats him to it. Goes wide to Carlson. Carlson trying to turn, but wow, nice closure there by Simley. That's number
Another good
16,
run
Justin
here.
Clint. He's been all over the ball today. And unfortunately, he's had to be because he's had a lot of pressure on him. Alonzo really battling with Reuter on the sideline here. Trying to make that turn.
That corner where we lose them. A little help from Adam Schmaltz there, clearing that ball at the end.
That'll be out of bounds. Corner kick for the Simley Spartans here. Our clock's a little bit off. You can see it behind. We're at the 8-minute mark, so they just linked up. So I apologize if there's been a little bit of a lag. Our camera crew is working really hard to try to get everything going here, but with that wind and that rain, it's been a little challenging.
It's easy for us in the booth here. We're not dealing with either.
So Simley on the corner here. Tries to go near post. Nice ball, but just can't link up. Well done by Weston Schultz to close it up and clear it out. It'll be a Simley throw, but boy, they closed on that quick.
And the threat there a little bit because that's, you know, any corner kick, any given game, right, is a dangerous proposition.
Especially with the wet weather, right? All
Oh.
it takes is one miss hit, and we've seen this so many times where it comes off the boot a little funny, and next thing you know, it's in the back of the net. All right, what are they going to call here? Is they going to call a foul or are they going to call a corner kick? It looks like they're going to call a foul.
Just enough arm there, I think, to get that.
So luckily, outside the box, though, we can barely see the edge of it here, but
It's kind of an abbreviated corner from
yeah,
this distance.
a shortened corner kick. A U12 corner kick,
Yes.
we'll call it. Ooh, he tries to go near post, off the post.
Good job on Stewart there.
Side netting there. I think that one hit off the post on the initial
Yep.
shot.
I couldn't tell if Stewart got in there. I mean, Stewart had it to the post, right? So whether it hit him or hit the post, either way, job done.
Yeah, you always have a guy in near post, right, to block that shot from happening. He was all over it.
As a coach, you better, right?
Yeah.
Like, you want that guy there, otherwise you're having a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, Hampel with a big boot up to Carlson, but can't control it with that wind howling down and that ball with a lot of pace.
Good step by Stewart there, just cleaning that up on a winnable throw for the Spartans.
Shot going wide to Carlson. Good first touch with that header. He's going to streak down that sideline, cut it back, trying to find up a Shock. Oh, the ball falls at his feet.
Get some help.
Can he bury it? Oh, that is nice, but they're going to call offsides. You can see the flag is up. Man, I wonder if Sanchez would have left that ball in if it would have gone in.
It's hard to say.
Oh, man, they had the opportunity. Let's watch it on the replay. Plays it across, falls to Shock. Oh, I think it would have been in had he not touched it.
That's tough.
Oh.
And you tell guys to pursue, right? You always want your guys to get good pursuit there. So that's just hard from a team standpoint.
Yeah, how do you pull back and not take that, right? Not that you want to do it from an individual standpoint, but...
Right, yeah, it's just a matter of, like, we want to finish, right?
Yeah, but good linking play there by the Raiders, right? One to the next to the next. I mean, they're playing so quick with that ball. Been a very impressive first half for them. Best first half I have seen them play this year.
Well, and it helps, success breeds success, right? So you get a couple games this week where you get some wins,
For
get
sure.
some confidence back, and they're a team that doesn't show a lot of quit, a lot of good individual effort, but sometimes to get back on track as a team, you need a couple wins just to feel better about it again.
Yeah. Raiders better get back. They got a guy on the right side wide open. Oh, just a miss hit. They got fortunate there.
Oh,
Stewart and Reuter, no handball there. They're going to play on. I thought for sure that was a handball.
Might have considered it natural position there.
No, they're going to call offsides.
Okay. Everybody gets settled back in there a little bit.
Yeah. Good chase there by Reuter to close down quick. They're going to have Hampel take it here. With just under 5 minutes left, the Raiders do have a 3-0 lead.
The nice thing when you have a keeper who can take the kick here as opposed to one of your defenders is it allows you to push your defenders up. And even if you don't get this ball on the kick, it doesn't allow Simley to push up immediately.
Yes. Good closure by Adam Schmaltz. That is really nice. Oh, good turn by Sam Sanchez trying to link up with Shock. It'll be out of bounds, Raiders ball. Again, they're moving the ball so quick, and they just cannot let Simley settle in. Schmaltz with a big launch, trying to go to goal. Good clearance there by Justin Clint.
We've been saying his name a lot already here early, right? He's been helping his team out quite a bit down there.
I might try to leave my
Nice throw into Shock, tries to flick it across.
I'm sure that's one guy they'll miss next year is Clint,
Yes.
with him being a senior this year. So obviously having a very good night tonight.
Yeah, speaking of which, looks like somebody got stepped on. Is that Lekis there? Number
Lekis,
17 got kind of stepped on the backside when I think that was Shock that landed on the backside of his ankle. Nothing malicious, just coming down and kind of landed on it. You can tell he's favoring that ankle as he's kind of slowly coming up.
Yep, and those tangles there, right? You can come down with a cleat on you pretty quick.
So Brody Guy will take another corner kick for the Raiders. Just over 3.5 minutes left. Guy playing it across. That's a nice ball. Torres dangerously can't control it.
Brody delivers a nice corner. I mean, he just, it puts your team in a place to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, Guy just a very solid player. Great touch on the ball, good vision. That'll go out of bounds for the Raiders here. 9 shots on goal now for the Raiders. Torres has been busy this half.
And don't forget to update your halftime graphic at some point.
Schultz on the ball now. Simley trying to break out here, but a lot of Raiders back with numbers.
It seemed like he'd be kind of hesitant there on bringing guys.
Ooh, nice slick little back heel to Shock. Shock on the ball. Another nice turn by Clint there. Boy, he has been all over the field tonight. Sebastian Strauss on the ball now. Strauss kind of playing in the center a little bit more than what I've seen. Sometimes they put him on the outside. He's kind of playing in that center attacking mid. Reuter plays it across the Shock. Ooh, he had Schultz streaking down the right if he could just find him there. Schmaltz on the ball, kind of goes outside the boot, tries to play it up.
Looks like some good communication in the back on the Raiders' part. You see these guys talking a little bit. That makes a huge difference.
Strauss to Schmaltz. Schmaltz plays it across to Carlson.
It's a great pass inside.
Yeah. Strauss on the ball again. They're going to call a handball. So under 2 minutes now. A lot of action in this first half. It's been a really fun half if you're a Hastings Raider fan, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Good individual skill there. For Simley, that's Dylan Alonzo again, the sophomore forward. Sanchez on the ball now.
Saving that ball. That's a good pass combo there for the boys.
Tries to sling it across to Carlson. Carlson's got some space, trying to find the streaking shock. Again, Clint closes so quick. Man, he's got a fast stride. Just closes quick on anything that's there.
And both those guys know that's dangerous with shot coming in.
Yes. Rent's trying to close down here.
Learning that the hard way early.
Ramirez and Rent's having a good battle here on that far left side.
Raiders dropping back well here, though, keeping those numbers.
Yeah, they're going to call a foul on that. You can just clip the back ankle as he's going forward.
It's unfortunate. He's good position, good spot there on Schultz's part. Just sometimes you clip an ankle.
Yeah, and sometimes it's almost better to get a little foul like that and stop that speed and pace coming forward.
A good chance here to set up and see what's going to happen here next.
Again, kind of a pseudo corner from this position here. They're just inside that flag, about 20 yards out.
See the Raiders calling out marks here. Oh, a little shoving down below here. But it's tough. Referees are watching this kick, and they're not seeing some of the infighting here down low.
Meza Rojas and Carlson definitely going at it here on the top of the box. Oh, wow.
Hampel swallowing that.
Yeah, he was all over that. That was a dangerous one. I don't think the Raiders missed a mark there.
Yep.
Bad. We got away with one there, and it just fell into our lap. Strauss got some space, though, with only 10 seconds left. See if he can send it across. Good look for Weston Schultz. Just was a little bit off on the mark.
But nice to end the threat there, get the ball out. The odds of Simley bringing this down in the last 2 seconds are pretty low.
Yeah, so that'll end the first half with the Raiders up 3-0. Excellent first half for the Raiders, really possessing well. 9 shots on goal versus Simley's 4, and they've really finished when they've had opportunities as well.
And that gives you the opportunity now to go in the second half and be a little more protective.
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely going to play a little looser in that second half, knowing that they have a 3-goal lead. We'll come back to the second half. We are not going to have a goal recap for the first half. We may show it a little bit later. But your Hastings Raiders up with an early 3-0 lead at the half.
Hastings Basketball Boosters would like to thank our sponsors for their donations. On the program, the Platinum Level Emerald Greens Hastings Football Club United and the Wexford, the Gold Level M&A Quality Painting, Cindy's Floral Creations and Hastings Bus, Hastings Ford and Hastings Chrysler, and the Silver Level Chain Landing Agency, Merchants Bank, and the Vermilion.
It's just nice getting it inside. Raiders getting set up here.
Welcome back to Todd Field for the second half of the Raiders soccer game here against the Simley Spartans. The Raiders have a 3-0 lead at the halftime. The wind is now in their face, though, so things might change a little bit for Simley. I'm Kyle Kreiser, joined again by Jeremy Reuter. Jeremy, what was the key to success in that first half?
Well, I think we talked about just getting some of those linking passes together, working well as a team. We saw a lot of good marking, kicks, throws, defensive plays, so they gave the Raiders a lot of opportunities to flip the field quickly.
Yeah, and they really gave Simley fits by going right down the middle. And they attacked right from the beginning, trying to go down the middle, use that wind to their advantage, and it seemed to work. I mean, they've had a couple through ball successes. Jed Carlson had a beautiful flick on over the goalie, and then we saw Ethan Schock with a nice little last-second touch as he streaked through the middle. And then, of course, the laser by Sebastian Strauss and the free kick from way out. Schmaltz playing it up here, trying to go long. That's where they found most of their success. Raiders chasing here. Well cleared by the Spartans. It'll be out of bounds for the Raiders throw.
We're seeing some of that wind right away.
Yeah.
Playing a factor. Brent's getting a little aggressive on the spot for the throw here. Finds a good spot, though. Nice ball in.
Good turn by Sebastian Strauss. They're going to call him for a foul, though. Arms were up. Looks like we had a new number for Simley here. That's number 22. That's Jonathan Emmanuel. We did not see him in the first half. He's starting in the second half for the Simley Spartans. He's a big freshman. Holy cow, he's got some size on him, that's for sure.
We'll be seeing him a number of years now.
Yeah, for sure. Devin Hampel all over that one that slid through. You can see the impact of that wind. His punts were pretty lethal in that first half. That first one, you can see how the wind impacted that one for sure.
Devin's a smart keeper. He'll adjust and see what he needs to do here to keep that ball out of his lap here.
Justin Clint on the throw. You heard his name a lot in that first half. He was all over the field. That ball goes through to number 27, Michael Hernandez. He's given good pace here. Stewart all over him, though. Well defended by Riley Stewart.
Maybe gets away with a little bit of a hold there. But, they allowed some of that in the first half that went against the Raiders. So
yeah, and he was definitely had his hands up a little bit, but well-timed in regards to both guys were jockeying for it, right? And it wasn't necessarily something that was blatantly obvious. Guys were kind of jockeying early on, so it didn't seem like it was that clear of a fall. Good through ball, though, trying to find the streaking player on the right side. That's Dylan Alonzo streaking on that right side, number 11. Throw in, Clint will take it here.
Spartans definitely get some good push here. Again, that wind helping out.
Emmanuel on the ball here. The young, talented freshman trying to play it across with that left foot. Over to 24, Meza Rojas.
Anytime you got a freshman playing varsity soccer, they're a dangerous potential there.
Yeah, Hilsgen tries to play it over to Alonzo.
Raiders holding a good line there again. It's going to be important with this wind, right? You keep them out of your backfield a little bit here.
Yeah. So what do you say as a coaching staff? You got the wind blowing at you. What kind of tactics do you say? You talked about holding your line. I think you got to win those 50-50 balls, right? Because any ball that's going to bounce is going to definitely roll a long way.
Roll or skid, and now a little bit of moisture out there. The one advantage you have with it being the second half is the AR on that side has called shot attempt here.
Yeah, Sanchez
Ooh.
with a good look. Looks like they have a new goalie in too.
It does. I was just thinking that same thing. Looks like Kyle Deutsch maybe coming in here for the senior goalkeeper.
Yeah, swapping seniors out. Maybe he's got a big kick. You can see the punt. Holy cow.
Yes, he does.
Wow, I've never seen that. That punt almost went in the back of the net. And that would have counted too.
Oh, yeah.
You very rarely see that, but you can see the impacts of the punt and with the wind at your back. Deutsch just going for goal almost. I don't think that was his intent, but boy, that bounce
Wind got a hold of that one.
Definitely gave Hampel some fits. And it's out for a corner kick for the Simley Spartans. That'll be Luis Ramirez lined up for the corner kick here for Simley. That was a dangerous, dangerous ball. 5 minutes into the second half, you can already see the impacts of this wind.
Shot cleans up that corner nicely.
Strauss on the ball, loses it out of touch here. in quickly to Simley.
Going back to what we were talking about before, though, like the one advantage the Raiders have here is the AR on that side in the first half called a really tight line.
Yeah.
So that allows you to push your line a little bit and run that offsides trap. It definitely makes a difference. You've seen that already as a team. So it allows you to push that line a little bit and have the AR being that extra defender there.
Kind of interesting little setup here, too. Looks like they're dropping Beal back to like a defender role, too. And we just talked about at the halftime about how he's got some of the best speed on their team. So maybe knowing that Simley has such an advantage with the wind, they need the pace back there to make sure that they can't make runs on those through balls. Interesting tactic by Jamie Swanson. I like it because you got to have pace back there to keep up with Simley because they're going to press forward being down 3 goals.
You have to, right? You can't wait to do it. So
Weston Schultz on the ball now. Goes back heel. Ethan Schock. Good combination play. Schock tries to go right past him on that left side. Tries to swing it across. Simley all over it, though. Schmaltz closes it down really nice.
Schmaltz getting tugged down a little bit there, too. Gets a whistle there.
Yeah, for a sophomore, though, he's a pretty physical kid. Not going to get knocked over, giving up basically no space in that defensive mid position. Rent's behind the ball here.
Apologies to my wife who texted 20 minutes ago and said, take a picture from the booth of the rainbow. I guess we missed that up here. It wasn't my top priority at the time, so hopefully somebody else got a good view of that.
Shout out to Jeremy's wife, right? We missed you there. So Simley on the throw-in here. Tony Lau heads it back in. Strauss on the ball now. Good skill there by Sebastian Strauss, changing the field, finding Beal all the way across. He's got Schultz out wide. That's where he's going to swing it.
Schultz wastes no time finding Schock in the corner there.
Schock trying to possess in that corner. Nice little touch. Gets knocked off the ball. Back to Schultz, but out of bounds. I think if you're the Raiders now, you have a lead. This is where you really play the ball wide, right? You can't just try to go through the ball or through down the middle because that's where you're going to lose possession, especially with this wind and the position that it's at.
And there's no sense trading long balls back and forth if you don't have to.
No. Rova Hagnar and Strauss trying to link up. He's on the ball here. Back to Strauss.
Joe and Rova Hagnar part there, getting through traffic. You get a whistle here. Definitely got the back foot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Raiders line up here now. You know that they're probably not going to go for a goal, knowing that the wind's in your face, but you never know. We saw that rocket of a shot that Strauss had the first time. They are setting up a bunch of guys on that far post. They have 3-4 guys lined up going that way. They're going to add a fifth with Rova Hagnar as he slowly jogs over there. Schock behind it along with Strauss. They could go with the right-footed Schock here, and looks like he's going to line up. Plays it short.
Oh, just missed the edge there. Well played.
Yeah, good idea, though. Ramirez on the ball here, streaking on that left side. Schock coming all the way back to try to chase. Good tackle there by Schock.
Wow.
That was really nice.
I think he took personal offense to that pass not going where he wanted it.
I love the hustle, though. Schock was all the way over on the left side of the field, up in the corner, and streaking back to the back right side. Hernandez trying to cut it back with that left foot. It'll go out of bounds. Schock giving the Simley Spartans a big clap, kind of mocking them a little bit, slightly. I think they had some nice battles there, maybe chirping each other's ears a little bit. These guys do know each other. I mean, they've played club soccer against each other. They've played each other in the school ball for a lot of years too.
Yeah, even middle school and earlier, some of these guys are seeing each other, right? Like it's different combinations, different groupings, but you start to recognize some people over and over again.
For sure. And there's some familiarity before we talked about that Kean Pearson coaches some of these guys in the summertime for Cottage Grove, and now he's over at Egan. So he knows a lot of these Hastings guys and having connections to Hastings, living in town. Kind of a cool story. Strauss on the ball now looking to turn. Tries to play a through ball to Sanchez. Wisely cleared up. Tony Lau giving chase here.
Good pursuit. Just kind of let that ball run.
And out of bounds. It'll be Raider ball. Well played by the senior Tony Lau, just playing smart, using his body and keeping out of harm's way. Back to Jackson Rentz. Rentz will play it up to Schmaltz. 50-50 ball here. Won by the Spartans, excuse me. Nice through ball. Hernandez has got some space. Hampel giving chase.
Hampel coming out hard there.
Yeah, well done by Devin Hampel. He's been all over those through balls tonight.
No fear in the senior keeper there.
He really has read these passes well tonight. Goes all the way through on that through ball back to Schock. Schock's got a lot of work to go, though. Cuts it back. He's got Strauss. Strauss will try to take him one-on-one here. Cuts it back with that preferred left foot. Swings it across. Schmaltz has some space. Plays it over to Rova Hagnar. Tries to go far post. He's got Strauss streaking down.
Strauss going to beat the keeper there.
Deutsch on Strauss here.
Now he's got to retreat here quick.
He's got some space if he can hit it. Tries to go back post. Oh man, great
missed.
look by Sebastian Strauss trying to find Schultz. Just could not find enough there.
I think they're checking here to see who this went off of. Schultz signaling that it went off of Simley. Might get a corner here.
Yeah, they're kind of talking back and forth here. Let's see what the call is. They're going to call a corner kick. It was off the Simley defender. He kind of lowered his head and maybe a little flick on by the Simley Spartans there. Looks like Rova Hagnar's lined up before it.
And Schultz had the best look.
Boy, that rain is really coming sideways right now.
You can see it on our cameras there. It's not really falling as much as driving.
Yes, Rova Hagnar plays it across.
Nice little floater there. That's a dangerous ball for a keeper, but trying to direct it into the goal, into this wind, was going to be a tough sell.
For sure. But to even put it on frame with that amount of wind that's coming down, that is no easy task. Big clearance by the Simley Spartans. Rensko's shoulder ball all the way up to Strauss. Strauss plays the through ball to Schock. Schock's on the ball here. Can't get it through. Good ball to Hernandez. Hernandez has some space. Hampel out. Good job by Devin Hampel. Once again, reading those through ball passes. Back to Lekes. Back to Hernandez.
Spartans getting some good opportunities here.
Plays it across. Rents all over it. Out for a corner, though. Shots on goal now in favor of the Raiders, 10-5. 10 minutes into the second half. I like what I'm seeing out of the Raiders. Spartans putting some pressure on goal. No real quality chances yet, though. We did have one through ball that was dangerous. But so far, the stingy defense of the Raiders kind of all over the Spartan attack.
And that's what you have to do with the wind here, right?
Looks like they're going to line up Luis Ramirez on the corner kick here. Ramirez curling that to the back post. And that'll roll out of bounds for a goal kick.
Raiders wisely letting that go out on its own, and it's a threat on its own.
And well defended by the Raiders. They had big bodies in the net and in the goal box to prevent any kind of finish there for the Spartans.
Boy, based on the last 2 weeks here, if you are looking for any upcoming holiday gifts for Raiders soccer fans, I'd recommend umbrellas. They've been seeing a lot of action this week.
Yeah. Well cleared over to Schock. Yeah, we've had a pretty mild fall for the most part, but boy, we've paid for it the last week, haven't we?
It's setting a lot of rain this week.
Yes. So we talked about the importance of this game, maybe not necessarily for section seeding, as Raiders might be one of the more bottom seeds of the section, but in terms of placement in the conference, both teams looking at one win in the conference. This would actually slide the Raiders ahead of the Spartans with the victory today, I believe.
I believe so, and then I think we have Tartan sitting in there too, and so see how their season works out. You could potentially slide yourself a couple spots here.
Yeah. Schultz on the ball here. Plays it up towards Sanchez. Deutsch clears it out.
Brandon Diaz in the back playing good physical soccer back there. He knows when to lean in.
Yeah, they're getting a little chippy with each other, but they're shaking hands later. I like to see that. Yeah, Diaz, Sanchez kind of going back and forth a little bit, but good physical soccer, completely legal. Schock on the ball now, trying to play it wide to Schultz. Can't lead him. Schultz going to play it back to Beal. Beal going to take his time, knowing they don't have to press forward.
It's a good find there, though, right? Find some space.
Strauss giving chase here. Good battle between the two of them. Strauss going to end up, nope, we're going to lose possession here. Schmaltz on the ball now. Over to Rova Hagnar. Raiders pretty contentious, possessing the ball as much as they can. Kind of a mishit by Riley Stewart.
Now you see the counter here. Stopped wisely by Tony Lau.
Good step by Tony Lau to try to clear that ball out. All the way up to Hernandez, who cannot control that pass. It'll be out of bounds for the goal kick. See Sebastian Strauss rocking the misfit shoes here. He's kind of got two different boots that he's rocking tonight.
the other night he was talking about trying to break a shoe in. I don't know if he's trying to break in one or both, or what the boys were talking about the other night. You only catch bits and pieces, at this
Or
age.
is it another story of I forgot one shoe? We talked about that before. We couldn't identify who Elvis Hernandez was. Maybe number 15. We're still not sure. Goes back to the Simley Spartans for a throw-in. 15 on the ball here. Again, the mystery man we don't know. I'm assuming that might be Elvis Hernandez, but we don't have him on the roster. Good rip off the crossbar. Oh, and a nice finish by the Simley Spartans. And they don't call offsides. That is a goal for the Simley Spartans.
I'd want to see that on replay, too, because it seems like he was pretty far down the field. Maybe he timed his run right.
You can see the Simley Spartans racing to get that ball back up. They know that time is of the utmost importance. But either way, yeah, it looks like Michael Hernandez will get that goal off the crossbar with a diving header. That was really beautiful. We've seen some wonderful goals in this game. Unfortunately, that one just didn't fall into the Raiders' favor with the weird break off the crossbar and then the dramatic finish with a diving header. Roba Hagner, nicely done, controlling that ball in that 50-50 battle.
Diving header, one of the more exciting plays in soccer.
Yeah, and really well played by Hernandez. He could have settled that one, taken his time, but he knew that he had defenders right behind him. So great finish by Hernandez. Give him credit. Hampel trying to really boot that ball up and get it out of harm's way.
He's still getting good distance on these kicks.
Sanchez with a little space here. He's got numbers progressing forward. Trying to find Strauss. He's got Strauss out wide. Well defended by Hilsgen. Cuts it back into the middle. He's got Roba Hagner across. Oh, good ball there by Schultz. Schultz, Schultz can't get it with the first touch. Schmaltz now defending. Emmanuel cuts right by him. Trying to find through ball.
Hampel not giving this one an opportunity. He's
yeah.
wanted to end that threat before it starts.
Lekis was streaking down that left side. Wisely comes out again.
Turn this into a Raider throw.
Schultz quickly in to Shock. Nice little flick on to deflect that passing lane. Lekis on the ball again. Riley Stewart now clears that garbage out of the way.
Good team effort on defense there, right? Put pressure on the ball, force a bad pass.
Weston Schultz, good ball to Sam Sanchez. Raiders have numbers here. And it just runs out of bounds. Good transitional soccer, though, here for the Raiders. They had numbers progressing forward. Just hard to keep possession when you have that slick ground and you got to play fast with that wind.
I think we're probably learning here the attempt to dribble through Diaz not working. We should probably move the ball around him a little bit.
He's kind of a wall, isn't he?
He's done a good job back there.
You kind of have two different players back there on defense for the Simley Spartans. You got Clint, who's got just absolute speed, and then you got Diaz, who's just a brick wall.
And he plays his body really well, right? Gets good positioning.
Good guy to have in the center, for sure.
Yep. He's going to force you to go around him or go through him, and neither one seems to be working very well.
Yeah, kind of got a Jackson Rentz kind of style where he's just a physical presence and hard to get around. They're going to swing it into the middle. Good attempted header there by Hernandez, but nothing happening. Out of bounds. Hernandez only a sophomore. Talk about Michael Hernandez. I wonder if Elvis and Michael are siblings. They're both listed as sophomores. Could be even twins, potentially. We don't know the Simley lineup too well. Good 50-50 battle. They're going to call the foul there by Sam Sanchez. Kind of played the body, not the ball there. We're just beyond the halfway mark of the second half. Hastings Raiders still clinging to a 3-1 lead, although Simley's had a lot of good chances in the second half. They're closing the gap on shots on goal and definitely have that advantage with the wind. Beal's going to have it knock off his foot. It'll go to a corner kick. It'll be interesting, too. Does Jamie Swanson change their tactics in terms of formation as the game progresses? Do they drop another defender? They've been able to kind of possess the ball in the midfield. Be curious to see what they do in these last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think you see what happens in the next 10 minutes or so, and that really kind of determines what you're going to do next.
Good clearance there by Hampel.
Great punch, and then good help on the back and there by Weston Schultz.
Yeah, Schultz definitely cleared up that near post shot there. Back to the Simley Spartans, another corner kick. Sends it into the far post. Nobody's touched it here. Still in bounds for the Simley Spartans. They played across. Emmanuel plays it over. Strauss is going to be on it, though. Strauss kind of going one-on-one against Emmanuel, trying to turn.
Emmanuel getting a little
Oh,
handsy
that
there.
is a little dirty from behind. That might be a card if they're coming over right now. Let's see. They're going to talk to him.
He was getting the foul before the slide.
Yeah. You can see the ref talking to him. No more of that. Anytime you have a slide tackle from behind you, you're not playing the ball. That's always a dangerous thing for any player. Didn't seem malicious, although there was some.
But it's dangerous, right? That's why it's often pretty important to get that under control early.
50-50 ball there. Good battle, though. Bad collision there for Lekis, but
Just a collision.
Yeah,
right?
it was totally legal. Good ball to Schultz here.
So the referee was waiting to see if Raiders get advantage on that before calling the foul there. Getting a little physical here in the last minute or so.
You know what often happens in these games, too, is as the legs get tired, you start seeing the sloppy falls kind of accumulate.
Yep, swing for the ball, miss, and get a foot, right?
Yeah, for sure. So they got Rova Hagnar and Sebastian Strauss behind the ball here. Going to look to swing it in this far post. They got 4 guys in that back corner.
Keep checking our flags, see if our wind's dropping off, and it really doesn't seem
No,
like it is so far.
the rain has stopped for the most part. Looks like Strauss is going to take it here, swinging in with that left foot. Not a lot of pace on it, though. Ooh, almost makes it through, though. Good turn there by Hernandez. Tony Lau on it, though. Can't clear it. Uh-oh, this is dangerous for the Raiders. They got a 2-on-1 here. Good ball back to Hernandez. He's got a dangerous left foot. Good recovery.
What'd I tell you, Coach?
You said Beal's got the best speed on the team, and you weren't lying.
On that defensive speed end, if you can get Xavier Beal making a run, I like our odds.
Yeah, you can kind of see beyond the goal camera crew. If you pull up a little bit, you can see that beautiful rainbow shot of Hastings. Rainbow in the distance here. I think that's what your wife was talking about.
Must be.
It was kind of a pot of gold in that first half for the Raiders, definitely. They had a lot of goals in that on this side of the net for sure. Another corner kick for the Simley Spartans. You can see the beautiful rainbow in the back corner here. Simley on it here. Going shot from distance. They got the win at their back, but well blocked by the Raiders. Strauss on the ball now.
Now my wife can't be offended. We didn't get a still photo, but we got some video, right? That's better, right?
Who says guys can't multitask, right? Come on. Number 14 on the ball now for Simley. We don't have him on our roster.
And sometimes, too, maybe a couple JV guys playing. Maybe there's some injuries. We don't always know the full story on a roster.
And, late in the season, too, sometimes it's a good chance to bring guys up and give them a chance to play some varsity minutes.
Yep.
Kind of building an experience. We talked about it before, but we're going to reiterate the point. Both teams pretty young for the most part. They do have some seniors on the back line on their defense. Both teams do. But for the most part, a young squad up top. Some of their top goal scorers, sophomores, juniors. So I expect both teams to kind of be intact for next year and kind of moving forward.
We're playing a lot of teams this year where you're seeing, 10, 12 seniors on some of those rosters you're playing. So obviously some deep programs we're playing.
Yeah.
They seem to have that many seniors every year. So
yeah.
At least here you get to build get that little bit of that gel going, right?
Yeah, and it's kind of a top-heavy conference. We looked at the conference standings before, but the teams that are kind of dominant right now in our conference are the St. Thomas Academies, the Hill Murrays, the Matamidais. Those are kind of the big three, with Two Rivers also kind of being up top this year and having a really good season. Those are kind of the big 3 or 4, and then there's a significant drop-off. But you hope that, with it being a young squad for both teams in the next couple of years, they can kind of close on
Should be a foul
that
here.
on that conference.
So we had the warning here a minute ago. I'm guessing we're getting some hardware here.
Yeah, Emmanuel's already been warned. He's having another Stern talking to.
I don't know.
The young freshman getting a lot of minutes, making his presence known, maybe not in the best way, though. Bradley Stewart behind the ball, trying to clear it up to Weston Schultz. Schultz on the ball. Good first touch.
Jed Carlson's been waiting to come into this game here for a number of minutes. It's one of those sections of a game here where the ball just isn't going out of bounds, so maybe right there. Maybe Jed will get a chance to come in here now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can wait a long time at midfield.
Yeah, and that does play in the Raiders' advantage a little bit whenever you can rest Jed Carlson because he's got fresh legs and he's one of the quicker guys that we have on the field for sure. So you can save his legs and kind of push to the finish for the last 17, 18 minutes of this game. Yeah. Hey, big shout out one more time to Town Square TV. We always appreciate their support. We work together. at HCTV to give you the best local sports that we can possibly get. Big fans of all high school sports, Simley or Hastings. We always love the battles between the two squads.
Well, good attempt
Good
here.
through ball by Hernandez. Hampel all over it, though.
Yeah, he was ready for that one. I think
Good
he saw
clearance.
that developing.
Sanchez giving chase here. He's all over this ball. Well played back to their back line, though. Up to 15 for Simley. Making a run on the left side, trying to find the streaking player, number 19. That's, again, Luis Ramirez giving chase on that left side. He's got some space, though. They're going to call offsides.
It's a good line there again, right? We talked about that earlier. Get that line going.
Well, when you have three seniors in the back line, you'd hope that they'd be able to work together, right? And it seems
helps.
like they're pretty in sync. Yeah, having Tony Lau and Jackson Rentz and Riley Stewart makes a big difference, and then you throw in a speedy Xavier Beal as kind of your fourth line person. That's a pretty formidable back line. Jackson Rentz behind the ball here with just under 16 minutes left. Out of bounds. Zach Hill's getting on the throw here. Tony Lau tries to clear it up with the head. They're going to call a foul on 15. Had a push in the back on Sebastian Strauss.
They're not a super aggressive push there, but it's enough to throw you off balance and doesn't allow you to pass the ball the way you want.
Raiders going to take their time here. They know that the clock is in their favor. They can just take their time a little bit. Stewart going to play it up. Strauss on the ball here. Strauss and number 15, the guy we don't know, have had some really good battles tonight, that's for sure.
Oh,
They're going to call
must have
offsides
just
on
been a
that.
step off. It was close.
Had some close calls tonight, but they are being consistent. I
Yep.
will give them that. Mesa Rojas on the ball, now playing it up. Stewart stepping in, trying to clear that ball out, not messing around. Sanchez on the ball. Nice clearance to
little
Roba
tip.
Hagnar. Ooh, good touch there by Hernandez. Well done by Rentz trying to get that ball out of there. Carlson on it now. Kind of dropping Carlson to more of a midfield position using his pace.
Yep, use that speed.
Uh-oh. They're going to call offsides,
Sides.
though. Now, I'm surprised on that, too, because there was a deflection.
Yep, the deflection changes things. Now, it depends who the deflection's off of.
True. If it's off of a Simley guy versus a Hastings guy, you have a different outcome. But it looks like you can see this. You can hear the Simley fans right below us. They're not happy with that call whatsoever.
The other thing you can consider is when that kick is taken before the deflection, are they considering him as being in the play?
That's a good point.
Right? So that's always that's the part of the referees thinking we can't see.
Yep.
So that'd be a potential also.
But they have been very tight on those offsides calls and consistent, like we mentioned before. Oh, good touch over to Strauss. Just couldn't link up with Carlson. You can tell Strauss wants that ball back. He had a really good look at that. 15 on the ball now. He's got lots of space. Speaking of space, Beal now has the ball at his feet with some space to operate. Closed off quickly by number 17, Lekis. Lekis on his backside here.
Go back to Hampel here, right? Just reset. Get yourself some space.
Hampel trying to clear it out. Kind of a miss hit. Goes through ball to Lekis. Oh,
Riley
great tackle
Stewart,
there by
great
Riley
tackle.
Stewart. Totally clean, too. He had the ball the entire time on that one.
Keeps his feet down, right? Like just a textbook slide there.
Good effort there by number 4. Hill's going to save that ball. Swings it around to Diaz in the center. Diaz up all the way up top. Looking for the open man. Carlson giving pace on Clint there in the back line. Roba Hagnar tries to clear it out.
Spartans have a player down on the far side there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the ref sees it yet or just letting him play on. Now they'll probably look to sub. Oh, he's coming up limping. You can't see it from that back line, but looks like they're going to try to sub here for Hastings, get some fresh legs in.
You got Tyler Brockman coming in, senior.
Love to see that. Sam Sanchez going to come off, and Tyler Brockman going to come on in.
Dealing with a little bit of a leg injury here and there, so hopefully he's feeling better tonight.
Yeah, so they'll give the senior a look up top and get some fresh legs in there for the last 12 minutes here and give a push to the finish. Raiders clinging to a 3-1 lead. Still shots in favor of the Raiders 10-9, but again, we talked about it. Simley's had a lot of good looks in the second half. Good touch there by Ethan Schock.
Keep this alive here.
Swings it across to see if they can do something with it. Goes right to the goalie. Deutsch all over it.
Remember, we got to watch his punt here.
Yeah.
We saw that early. This one will be a little shorter, but see how it bounces. Jackson Rents does not want to let it see it
No,
bounce.
we saw what happened in that first one. Boy, a good clearance in that first one. Went all the way and challenged Devin Hampel. Speaking of Devin Hampel, he's all over this ball. Just throws it out to Xavier Beal. Beal goes wide for Rubba Hagnar. Rubba Hagnar up to Jed Carlson. Goes outside the boot for Sebastian Strauss. Clint well defended, uses his body. Plays it up quickly.
Keeper gives him help there coming out, right?
Yeah. Nice through ball to Hernandez. See if Hampel can come out for it. Read it the entire way. You can almost see like Hampel's playing almost like an extra defender.
Yep.
He's coming out and reading those passes quite well.
In the summer, Devin plays a lot of center back for us and a lot of outside back. And so he's got kind of that mindset, right, where he can flip that switch and pursue in a hurry.
That's interesting to know. Jed Carlson trying to go one-on-one. Got a shot attempt here. Good look by Jed Carlson. But with that wind in his face, it's pretty hard to get pace behind it. Simley back on the ball. Nice turn there. Blows right past the Raiders defender. They got numbers moving forward here. Oh, good shot attempt. Beautiful save by Devin Hampel. Read that in the back post the entire time. That was beautiful.
And the beauty there of maintaining the ball to the ground.
Yeah.
Right, making the save initially is great. You always worry if you get a deflection there or if you just push it wide, who's coming in next. So just ending the threat by bringing that ball in is a huge deal for the Raiders.
Yeah, giving them no deflection opportunities, right? Because you had two Simley Spartans literally sprinting in the entire time in your face.
We got Weston Schultz and Jacob Reuter coming in here for the Raiders.
Got some fresh legs coming in into this game for the Raiders.
And when you're playing defensively like this, I see Coach Swanson, like we talked about, rotating more of his defensive guys, especially in the middle there. Just a smart choice, right? Like you said, keep fresh legs. Simley's pushing hard here, and just keep those guys fresh so we can hopefully close this one out.
Good first touch by Schock, just can't link up with Carlson. It'll be out of bounds, Simley ball. Just under the 10-minute mark. Even on shots on goal at this point. 3-1 in favor of the Raiders, though. Good defending by Beal, stepping in, not giving an inch. They're going to swing it across. You can see the Raiders are pretty content just kind of packing in on defense, not allowing those through balls to happen. Brockman breaks up that pass, goes through ball to Schock, just a little long.
Nice
gets a good
tip.
touch on it. Back to him.
Schock having a good feel tonight for when he can just get a toe on something, right? Like some of the better play we've seen for him.
Carlson to Strauss to see if they can make something do. That might be a foul in the box. Let's see if they're going to call it. That's a PK. They're going to call it as a PK. Absolutely, he got pushed from behind. Timing was a little bit off. Strauss beat him to the ball. Next thing you know, they got a penalty kick in the box.
Again, that's the most dangerous spot in the field, right? That same play out at the 50-yard line. That's what's hard about being those center backs, those last defenders, is that same play out at midfield often doesn't make a highlight reel.
Yes.
Whereas here, all of a sudden now, we're dealing with a pretty high-stakes kick here for the Raiders.
That was fun to watch Jed Carlson link up with Sebastian Strauss. You could see Carlson make that run, wait for Strauss to make that cut, kind of gave him a quick hand signal, made that run. Looks like Strauss is...
What we're seeing here, too, is one of the most undersung roles of defenders often is when goalkeepers' shoes get untied, right? And your keeper here, you want his shoes tied for a penalty kick. So it's one of the unsung things that teammates do with those gloves. They can't work a shoelace.
And this is a big spot to be in for the Raiders here, because with the game at a 3-1 position, you get another goal, this game could all be done. Jed Carlson lining up behind this PK here.
He often goes to his right, but he also knows the team knows what he's doing.
Oh, beautiful save by Deutsch.
So I told you I've watched a couple of these games.
Yes, you have.
And Carlson always spot on, so really it just comes down to is the keeper going to go make the right guess on the dive.
Let's see this again. Carlson lines up for it. Lines up. He said he was going to go right. Sure enough, he read it the entire way. I wonder if there's a scouting report when your coach has coached Carlson before, right? Either way, it stays at a 3-1 score.
It's a good thing he dove left because it's a dangerous shot on Carlson's part, right?
Yes.
He's a great penalty shooter.
It is a corner kick for the Raiders. Sent in. Dangerous
Keeper
ball.
Gets out.
Still in the box now. Gets cleared out. Simley trying to break out here. They have numbers. Good attack.
Weston Schultz ending the threat.
That's one of those that doesn't show up in the score box, but what a beautiful play by Weston Schultz. They needed that bad.
And right away we get just a good counter by the Raiders here.
Good touch by Jackson Rents to save that ball. Are they going to call it a handball? They are. Kind of came up and hit him right in the bottom of the hand, kind of in the palm.
Sometimes they'll say, that hand's in that natural position, but I think a lot of times too referees are looking at, how much of an advantage was it to hit the hand. And then, again, we don't know what the referees are thinking.
Quick restart, though, by Simley. Pushes the pace all the way up here. Meza Rojas on the ball. Back to Ramirez. Ramirez swinging it in. That's a dangerous ball.
Oh.
Beautiful save by Hampel. Man.
So that's at number 15 again. I'm thinking he's trying to fly under our radar here. I mean, if that's not Elvis Hernandez,
Yeah.
then Simley's got another great player here that we're
Yes,
seeing
he
tonight.
he has been impressive with the ball at his feet. He's had a couple good shot attempts. He's shifty, he can turn, and his acceleration has been something to watch tonight. He just blows by guys when he makes that turn. Corner kick attempt for the Simley Spartans. They're going back post. Hampel all over it
Devin
again.
Offhand, just left-handed there. That great save on his part.
He has made some excellent reads on the ball. Where it looks like it's a dangerous position, he's come out and made some beautiful saves.
And that one he punches out for a throw. He doesn't, he even gets it to that sideline there, right? Just a good play overall.
Yeah.
Another dangerous ball there.
We're going to call offsides on this one, though.
Oh, Hampel got to be careful there.
And 15 coming up with studs up, too. That's not a good look. That could potentially call them for a card in that position.
As a coach, that's what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
And they don't like that, but that's what I'm asking for.
Yeah, we could kind of hear the fans kind of not so happy about that call right there. Restart for the Raiders, though. Good clearance by Hampel, especially into that wind. Sebastian Strauss on the ball.
Good clear there by Sebastian. Just
Jed Carlson going to turn on the wheels, but Clint is so fast back there. But well done by Clint, defending, just clearing that ball out. That's a good battle between those two speedsters back there. Clint, number 16, Carlson, number 3. I love seeing that battle on that left side. Carlson's got a big throw, though. We'll see if he can get it into the middle here.
Geib coming in for Brockman here. Get another rotation. Again, keeping those guys' legs fresh like we talked about. 6 minutes is a lot of time in a soccer game, right?
It
You
is.
want to keep the pace here.
You can see the guys on the bench just applauding Brockman for his great effort, though. Ball not going much of anywhere with this wind. Falls at Geib's feet, though. Tries to give it a crack, but nothing happening here. It's going to Rentz. Hernandez on it. Picks his pocket. Tries to go backheel. Rentz and Hernandez, good battle. Reuter clears it up.
Might be offsides here. Oh, they allow it? Simley wanted an offsides here. I didn't have a good look at the line, but Spartans definitely thinking there is a Hastings player just beyond.
Oh, good turn by Xavier Beal. That was really nice. Clears it up to Jed Carlson.
Ooh, could be another handball there, it looked like.
Oh, that's going to be a foul. Nothing. They
No.
don't call anything.
Wow. So maybe that was one of those old equalizer plays,
Yeah,
right?
it could be.
Don't call the handball, don't call the foul, and let's just let it go.
Or maybe he didn't see it because both those hands were extended. You could even see Jed after he made contact kind of backed away those hands really quick.
Yep. It's so much to watch for a referee, right?
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
And, we both coach, right? I'm sure we've both had criticism for referees before, right? You get in the heat of the game, but
Yes.
I mean, you think about the number of people you're watching, the amount of space that you have to watch.
Yes.
It's a monumental task, so we were going to be thankful for referees
Oh
doing
my
a great
gosh.
job here tonight.
Absolutely. And the refs have done a wonderful job in this game so far. Strauss has some space here. Kind of a 3-on-1, though. See if he can take him one-on-one. He's going to go to his preferred left foot, try to give it a crack. Nothing doing.
Yeah,
Cuts
Diaz
it.
and Clinton coming in there. That's a tough sell.
Yeah. I mean, good idea. He's got some space.
Yep,
Why not give it a rip?
absolutely.
Good clearance by Reuter. Tries to get up to Strauss. Raiders have numbers up top. There's 4.5 minutes left. Big kick by the goalie.
But Lau sending it back into the center.
Deutsch to Reuter. Or, excuse me, Lau to Reuter, excuse me. Back to Schock. Schock to Schultz. Schultz tries to find Strauss. Deutsch well over it.
And the Raiders doing what we talked about here, right? Try to pass the ball around a little bit, taking some shots when they can, but really try to get those shorter passes and better possession going.
Hampel going to let this one roll all the way to him. Just take his time. He's got under 4 minutes here. Raiders clinging to a 3-1 lead. And this is where you don't need to necessarily push the ball. If you're the Raiders, possess the ball. Don't make any silly mistakes. You
Yep.
have a 2-goal lead. It's under 4 minutes. Possess the ball. Be smart with it. Don't take anything risky. A lot of times you'll see teams take it to the corner and just try to hold it. Ooh.
Probably want a little more time off the clock before we do that.
Yes.
But you can burn some time that way, right?
sure.
If you get a clean look,
Like this right here. You have Xavier Beal on the ball. Play it smart.
and then just get rid of it before it's even a threat, right? You
Geib
have
on the
Geib
ball.
waiting.
Good
Who's
ball.
going to find Shock maybe here in the edge?
See if Shot can get to it.
Oh.
Out of bounds, but good look trying to go
Right?
wide and possess that ball.
And what we talked about before, right? Use the width of the field. Right?
Yeah, and they've done a better job of that in this half. Not that they didn't do in the first half, but what worked for them in the first half is going right down the middle, using that wind to your advantage.
And right now, looking at not having those ball boys helping the Raiders now, where maybe hurting them in the first half, right? So everything balances out by the end.
That's a very good point. All right, so let's get a look at the section standings here. Rosemont, the clear favorite, as the number 1 seed. Egan and Park kind of battling out for the 1 and 2. I'm not sure how they've done head-to-head, although Egan has a better overall record. And then you got Apple Valley, Eastview, and Hastings all kind of jumbled up together. Hastings beat Eastview, lost to Apple Valley. I'm not sure how those two did head-to-head. Bloomington Jefferson behind them, and Burnsville at the bottom. So kind of looking at section seeding, Hastings going to be somewhere in that maybe 5, 6, 7 mark, depending on how things fall.
Which is nice. At least it gets you out of playing that 1-2 seed if you can. Because those are always going to be obviously your toughest matchups. And you have to. You want to make it around the state tournament, you got to play through everybody. But it's nice to get your feet wet with somebody who's not quite as highly ranked.
Although I think ideally you'd want to avoid being on the same side as Rosemont. You got a better chance. I think they're the clear favorite in that section.
Rosemount actually came out and cheered for Hastings at that first game at Eastview.
Really?
I think Rosemount looking to you can knock off Eastview. That's always a rivalry there.
Yes,
so,
it is. There's a little bit of bad blood in that area.
Those boys cheering hard for Hastings, which is not always something you see.
No,
right?
for sure.
It was a fun night.
They're going to call offsides here. Under 2 minutes now. Raiders looking strong on the defensive line. They've been well organized in the second half. Got a lot of offsides calls just by being an organized, well-formed back line.
Made some trades again here in the middle that we might have missed in all the excitement. But again, keeping those legs fresh.
Yeah, kind of dropping Rova Hagnar to more of a defensive mid. Him and Weston Schultz is kind of under control in the middle.
So really running 6 guys back there. I mean, it's absolutely what I would do in this same situation, right? Like, you just don't want anything weird happening here.
Yeah, they dropped Weston Schultz to that defensive mid, who's such a smart player. Xavier Beal well picked over there. Carlson tries to swing it across. Oh, it's going to fall to Strauss. See if he can bury this. He's going to try to go around.
Oh, good adjustment on Deutsch's part there.
Yes, that was really well done.
Strauss had kind of had the angle on him, and Deutsch gets the leg a little bit there, but got the ball and cleared it out a little bit.
Yeah, really well done by Deutsch. He defended that excellently. He's had a good second half. Well, not only saving the PK, but in that position too. About 30 seconds left in the game. Raiders looking really tough today. It's been a good week for the Raiders, having won not only Tuesday against South St. Paul, yesterday against St. Paul Harding, and then again tonight. It looks like they're going to get the victory again.
This might be, I think the last 2 seasons, I think last year the Raiders had 3 wins total on the season and a tie. The year before I think it was about the same. So to go out and get 3 wins in a week is a step in the right direction for the program for sure. It's a great accomplishment.
Matching your win total in 1 week, I would say, is definitely impressive.
Yep. Definitely be some more smiling faces tonight.
Yes, absolutely. For the coaches too, right?
Absolutely. They take it off as hard as the players,
Yeah, so the Raiders will get the 3-1 victory over the Simley Spartans. A big confidence builder as we creep closer and closer to section play next week. Outstanding goals by not only Jed Carlson, Ethan Schock, but also the Rocket by Sebastian Strauss.
Just 3 really good goals.
Yeah, quality play by both sides. Even the goal for Simley off the crossbar with the diving headers. We've seen some highlight reel goals by both sides.
No flub shots today, right? None of those weird looping,
No, definitely no cherry pick goals. They were hard earned. Raiders with a hard fought 3-1 victory. We'll be back at you in about 20 minutes for the girls' game against the Simley Spartans. The Hastings Raiders, Simley Spartans, game number 2 of the night. Again, the final tonight, though, 3-1 in favor of the Raiders. I want to give a shout-out to our producer, Hunter Pinky, our director, Ian Andrusak. I'm Kyle Kreiser, joined by Jeremy Reuter. And a big shout-out to our camera operators, Seth Essler, Will Sellen, Tori Sellner, and Max Slocum. And again, our graphics and replay guy, Ian Andrusak. We'll be back at you in about 20 minutes.